ブールが人間より上だってことをゴミどもに分からせてやる。
You don't need me to tell you which shows this season are must-watches. If Freeburn drops a new episode, you're watching it. When Oshinoko comes back, it's already locked in. The real question is what else is worth your time once the obvious picks are covered? I've got a short list of anime that actually surprised me this season. Stuff that stuck around in my head long after the credits rolled. Not rankings, not underrated gems, just new anime that actually stuck with me this season. Some are quiet, some are loud, some are just fun to hit play on. There's not going to be any sequels in this list, and the first one grabbed me by doing almost nothing at all. I want to start with Shibuyugi, playing death games to put food on the table. Because this is the show that hit me like, okay, Winter 2026 is playing a completely different game. It follows a group of women pulled into a brutal death game, trapped inside a locked mansion. Leading them, or at least surviving alongside them, is a veteran player who's already turned those death games into her literal job. On paper, yeah, it sounds like every other elimination thriller. Rules, high stakes, only a handful make it out alive. But Shibuyugi refuses to play by those rules. There's no frantic escalation into non-stop violence, no cheap gore for shock value. Instead, the whole thing thrives on restraint. Visually, it's mesmerizing in how cold it feels. Close-ups give you those raw, hyper-detailed faces. Every micro-expression, every flicker of fear or calculation, you have to read them. Then the camera pulls back, and suddenly these people turn distant, blocky, almost like chess pieces on someone else's board, not fully in control of their fate. The same detachment bleeds into the sound design. The show loves silence. Conversations cut off, music drops out completely, and the scene just lingers. That quiet isn't peaceful. Instead, it feels suffocating. Pressure stacking second by second. You start hyper-aware of every tiny detail. And when something finally breaks, it lands hard. No indulgent splatter, no theatrics, just cold, irreversible consequence. Shibuyugi doesn't spoon-feed you explanations or rush to the next big moment. It demands that you sit in that discomfort. But if you're willing to lean in and wait, it rewards that patience in ways most death game anime never even attempt. If Shibuyugi earns its tension by holding back, the next one earns it by going all in. Sentenced to be a hero doesn't ease you in. It slams the door shut and throws you into the grinder. The premise cuts deep. The kingdom's worst criminals aren't executed or imprisoned. They're sentenced to hero duty, forced into Penal Hero Unit 9004, a suicide squad sent against demonic hordes and monstrous fairies in a never-ending war. Fall in battle? You don't get peace. You're revived, patched up, and thrown back in, over and over. From the first episode, it's a full-on sensory assault. The animation from Studio Kai pops with color and motion, fluid, brutal fight choreography that feels alive, explosions and clashes that hit like a freight train. Aggressive sound design amps every impact. Crunching metal, roaring demons. Set pieces overwhelm on purpose, like the show wants you to feel the exhaustion right alongside them. But the real gut punch isn't in the spectacle, it's the erosion underneath. Each death and revival costs something irreplaceable. Memories fade, personality fragments chip away. The violence stops being thrilling because it's endless and mechanical, routine punishment dressed as heroism. This isn't a redemption power fantasy, where the anti-hero levels up and wins. It's a slow interrogation. How many times can someone die and come back before there's nothing left of who they were? The squad's camaraderie and quiet moments hit harder because of it. Fleeting humanity in a system designed to grind it down. In a season full of big swings, for me, this one landed like a hammer. Gorgeous chaos on the surface, quiet horror in the cracks. After all that noise and chaos, the next one hits in a quieter, more personal way. Dead Account starts with an idea that hits uncomfortably close. What if the internet never truly lets anyone go? It follows Soji Inishiro, a high school dropout and flamebait troll streamer, who deliberately courts online hate and rakes in views to cover his little sister Akari's mounting medical bills. She's his only family and the reason he endures the toxicity. Until tragedy strikes and the messages from her phone refuse to stop. That's when the supernatural cracks open. Dead accounts don't just fade. Dormant profiles, unfinished threads, they manifest as digital specters. Ghosts tied to lingering online identities and people who never properly moved on. The boundary between screen and reality thins. Curses spread like bad algorithms, and Soji gets pulled in when his own grief tethers something unnatural to his phone. Battles play out through smartphones and apps. Cyberkinesis lets him hack, manipulate, and fight these entities, turning comment logs into battlegrounds and profiles into traps. The animation keeps it sharp and glitchy, with fluid animation that makes every ping or notification feel loaded. But the real horror isn't the grotesque monsters, it's how our mundane habits turn deadly. A forgotten post festers into vengeance, an unread DM carries a curse, toxic threads spawn real threats. The show starts subtle, with some family stakes and gag openings, then builds into shonen exorcism fights and team dynamics at a secret academy. But the unease never really fully fades, because it's all grounded in things we already do online. This isn't what if the internet haunted us, it already kinda does. The emotional core, Soji's drive, the denial, the quiet ache beneath the action, snuck up on me and kept me watching. After 3 pretty heavy watches, I wanted to zoom out for a second. These next ones aren't deep dives, they're just shows I'm still watching. Toujima wants to be a Kamen Rider. This show follows a guy who genuinely wants to live out his Kamen Rider fantasies. Not as a parody, not ironically, just purely sincerely. I'm not far enough in to fully judge it yet, but the enthusiasm is infectious, and it feels like a love letter rather than a joke. Tune in to the Midnight Heart. This one's got a gentle mystery pull with wholesome vibes. A guy searches for a radio host, Apollo, who once comforted him, ending up in his school's broadcasting club with 4 girls chasing voice-related dreams. One wants to be a singer, voice actor, a VTuber, and an announcer. No huge drama, just club routines, budding bonds, nice comedy beats, and that slow, "who is she?" tease. I keep watching for the character moments and that cozy feel-good energy. Champignon Witch. This one is just pure charm. It follows a witch whose magic revolves around mushrooms, potions, and strange natural systems, rather than flashy spells. Cozy, a little weird, and an easy watch to come back to every week. And then there's one that reminds you that anime can still just be loud and ridiculous fun, without feeling disposable. Fate, Strange Fake is the Fate series cranked up to 11. It's an unauthorized, glitched-out holy war dumped into modern Snowfield, Nevada. Servants summon wrong, classes all mixed up, masters clueless, and the Grail more experiment than a sacred prize. There's absolutely no slow build-up here. Big clashes hit fast and messy, Gilgamesh-level egos smashing into wildcards, ancient grudges exploding on the spot. A1 Pictures delivers fluid fights, insane scale, and that classic fake glow on every noble phantasm. It's loud, flashy, and clearly having a blast breaking the rules. But the real grip is the instability. No one's in full control. Alliances flip mid-battle, hidden players keep twisting the board, and you're never sure if the usual hero wins through bonds ending will ever happen, or if the whole thing is just gonna implode. It's chaotic, almost disrespectful energy that makes every episode unpredictable. If you want fate at its most unhinged and anything can happen, this delivers the rush without apology. So yeah, those are the new anime I'm actually watching now. Some are heavy, some are loud, some are just nice to hit play on. Let me know which one you're checking out, or what you're watching that I should be. If this helped, like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.